When reading a text on the GED exam, it's important to recognize whether the author is presenting facts or opinions. This is an important skill in the reading for meaning section of the exam. A fact is something that is true and can be proven or verified, like a specific event that happened on a particular date. An opinion is what someone thinks or believes about a topic. It isn't necessarily true or false, and different people may have different opinions. For example, consider an author stating that the 1960s were a very challenging and conflicted period in American history. This is an opinion because it reflects a personal view or judgment about that time. The author might support this opinion with facts, such as mentioning significant historical events like the Vietnam War or civil rights protests, which provide evidence but are not opinions themselves. Let's review a sample passage and questions as they may appear on the exam. These questions are designed to make you think critically about the text, discerning between fact and opinion, and analyzing the use of evidence to support viewpoints. Here is the passage. The 1980s are often celebrated as a decade of economic prosperity and cultural innovation in the United States. Some people might argue that this period marked a significant advancement in American society, characterized by technological breakthroughs and the end of the Cold War. The era saw the rise of the personal computer, the spread of cable television, and significant political changes with the fall of the Berlin Wall. These developments had a profound impact on daily life and global politics. Be sure to take a screenshot of the passage so that you can answer each question as we go along. Now, let's review each question and the possible answer choices. Question 1. What can be inferred about the author's view of the 1980s? Think about how the author describes the 1980s. The passage talks about economic prosperity and cultural innovation, right? Now, what does that tell us about the author's overall view of the decade? Consider each answer choice carefully. If you said C, it represented a major step forward for society, then you're spot on. The author clearly sees the 1980s in a positive light, focusing on significant advancements like the rise of personal computers. So, why aren't A, B, and D correct? They suggest a more negative view or irrelevant points that the passage doesn't support. Question 2. Which of the following is presented as a fact in the passage? The question here is about distinguishing clear, verifiable facts. Look at the options. The fall of the Berlin Wall is mentioned directly as a key event, right? So if you chose B, the fall of the Berlin Wall was a significant political event. You nailed it. It's a straightforward fact. The other options? They either add elements not stated in the text or twist the passage's information. Question 3. The mention of the end of the Cold War serves to support the author's opinion by. Now, how does the end of the Cold War fit into the author's narrative about the 1980s? It's used to highlight positive changes. So option D, suggesting a period of peace and advancement, aligns perfectly with the passage's theme of progress. The other choices, they don't match up with the optimistic tone set by the author. Question 4. Which statement would be an opinion based on the context of the passage? Here we're identifying opinions, which are subjective views. The statement about economic prosperity being beneficial for all Americans, does it sound like a provable fact or more like someone's perspective? If you thought B, economic prosperity was beneficial to all Americans, then you're right. It's clearly an opinion because it reflects a judgment that can vary from person to person. Question 5. How does the passage use facts? Let's reflect on how the author uses facts to bolster their argument. The correct choice here is B, to provide evidence supporting the author's views. Why? The passage strategically uses real events and developments to back up the author's positive view of the 1980s. The other choices either misinterpret the role of these facts or suggest an incorrect usage. Question 6. What inference can be made about the impact of technological breakthroughs mentioned in the passage? Consider the significance of these technological breakthroughs mentioned. They're not just listed, they're highlighted as transformative. Choosing C, they were pivotal in shaping the decade, captures their essential role as described in the text. The other options undervalue or misconstrue their impact, based on the passage's content. Question 7. Which option best reflects a critical analysis of the passage's argument about cultural innovation? This is about critical thinking. The passage suggests significant cultural shifts driven by things like cable television. So, if you chose D, The spread of cable television did not contribute to the cultural landscape. You've adopted a critical viewpoint, questioning the direct impact mentioned in the text. This challenges the straightforward acceptance of the text's claims, encouraging deeper analysis. Continue to review reading for meaning in social studies, as this has crucial skills for you to pass the exam. We will continue to provide you with practices and review. Be sure to like and subscribe. See you in the next one.